Oh, sorry. Looks like I'm holding, like, the power of the sun.
Oh, God, why did I have to keep my eyeball?
I'm actually, everyone, I'm going to actually turn on comments on my laptop so I can get a better look exactly what's going on in the stream. And we're going to have some music. And we're going to have some music. What's that?
As if you heard a cracking noise, that was me.
Oh. Want to hear some cracky noises?
No. I didn't ask for that, but okay.
No need to ask. I can deliver. Okay. We still might be having a live stream yet, so which is awesome. Oh yeah, the shorts. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Yes, the light. I do like the light. It is pretty awesome. Yeah. I don't even know what batteries it runs on because I straight up just took it out of the box and started using it because it's like, hey, free batteries. And I like that. So here's my laptop. I'm going to break this thing out here so we can have a little more atmosphere with this.
If I could break, I would.
Get some copyright-free stuff here so we don't get demonetized. I don't monetize the streams. I do that after they're done because who wants to sit through ads when you're trying to watch someone on the line? What the heck's that all about, you know? So hopefully this motor is not too loud because I know it's making a little bit of a humming sound. Just kind of testing it out, see what it's doing here. Ooh, I love how it does that. Oh, that transition's sweet. So I got my laptop out. I got my speakers up here. Like this was going to be a much more better put together type stream, but then my tech went missing. It's somewhere, I hope, somewhere in the house. Because we went to Western PA for a weekend, and stuff got moved around then, and then we had a potential roommate that was going to be living with us, and a lot of stuff had to get moved as well, so we could actually have room for them to stay in this room, because this is my studio, but it's going to be eventually the roommate's room. But anyway, how was everyone's evening this spooky October night? Making my friend blind. Oh my gosh. I can try, like, moving this back a little bit so it's not so much. Is that a little better? Hey, Johnson, welcome. Nice thumbnail. Oh, yes. Thank you. The actual art piece for that. Who did the art piece for the one in my thumbnail?
Oh, the thumbnail that you used for the stream?
Yes, the, of my Sona in the middle.
Yenix.
Yenix. Artist Yenix made the, Persona shot. It's actually cropped of a much larger piece. It's a tasteful, safe for work, mature piece. It's not, I don't do any not safe for work stuff. It's always safe for work, but sometimes it's tasteful, kind of more mature-esque. Hence the shiny bits. But I do like the art piece. I really do like it.
Cody's gonna join stream.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, and also I apologize for the video being vertical. Oh my gosh. It's because I had my phone sideways and I pressed go live and then it just got stuck like that. I'm like, well, I guess we're in sideways mode now. So I do need a little bit of light. Where's that cord at? Is that plugged in? Oh, it is plugged in. I just turned my speakers on. Speakers! Speakers. Alright. I might do some fursuiting later in the video, but I just... You know, one thing at a time. You know, one thing at a time. I want to try out the Spider-Man outfit. I have never actually wore this for anything yet, like any videos or anything yet. It's pretty dope. I actually do like it. It fits me pretty well, which is great. Also, does anybody have chemistry test? You have chemistry. Oh, smack. Which level? Which level of chemistry are you doing? Are you doing like a, what the heck? You're doing college chemistry, right? College chemistry? Put in my master thing here. I do like you can actually touch through the Spider-Man gloves. I do like you can actually touch through them. I was kind of worried that wasn't going to work, but it does seem to work. That light really is bright. Maybe I'll back that up just a smidge more. And you got the little crackle and light in back there. The spooky light. So yeah, we'll have some spookable music coming up here. I'll just go to my YouTube Premium. I never thought I would get YouTube Premium. And then I was like, I was sick of ads personally. Like an
It's
ad.
Cody.
Just a second. I'm having a hard time moving these buttons around. Oh my gosh.
I'm just gaming back here. I'm playing with my bat.
I know.
You dragon type beam.
Go to my playlist.
He's loud.
Playlist. Awesome. Morales is your favorite. Yeah, I think he's an underrated character, especially in the let me think. Is it the Ultimate Spider-Man, which is absolutely hilarious. I love that as an animation. That's freaking hilarious. For it being like, it's like, oh, it's a kid's show. It's like it was made by adults, so hey, I can like it. It's funny. It's legitimately like one of the funniest Spider-Mans out there. Yeah. So good amount spooky. Perfect. Crank up the volume. Not too much. Can everyone hear that okay? I want to make sure I'm not drowning out anybody. Can I put this on loop? Can I put this on loop? Yes, I can. Perfect. Perfect. I'll just set this down here. Hopefully it doesn't catch fire. That would be odd if it did. Laptop just burst into flames. All right. Okay.
Yeah, so the drawing of,
Can everybody hear the music okay?
the drawing that you have for your thumbnail,
Mhm.
technically, it is considered a pinup. I
Oh.
title it as a lock screen.
As a lock screen?
Well, that's what I commissioned it as a lock
It's
screen.
really whatever you want it to be, really.
Yeah.
Depends on how you crop it. It does. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, you crop it in close, it's an icon. You cloak it. Cloak. Can't talk. Oh.
Nicely done. 10 out of 10.
But, hey, I'm going to stand up here, and I'm also going to bring up my laptop to eye level.
Oh, God, yeah, okay, I'm going to have to...
So
bringing my tissues
I
in.
can read the comments, because I want to make sure I'm keeping up with everyone. Yeah, my mate's been having some nasal problems lately, but I think you're okay now, right?
Yeah, I'm coughing, I'm a little got a bit of a runny nose.
A little bit of a runny nose.
I'm not as lethargic, which is nice.
That is good.
Oh, you're having too much fun in that.
Well, yeah, it feels good, you know? Who wouldn't like a nice, tight spandex Spider-Man suit, right? Hey, you know, free is good. I am going to add just the tiniest bit of backlight, because I feel like it's a little necessary, because I don't want to hurt people's eyes.
Whoops. I accidentally went out of the live chat. Oopsie poopsie.
I'm about to go into live chat. So, there's a... Ooh, that's too much backlight.
Ah!
What's wrong?
Destroyed the spooky.
It does destroy the spooky, but...
How dare you?
Excuse you.
Don't excuse me. No.
Okay, fine, we'll leave it spooky then. I was just trying to make sure it wasn't too dark. Too dark for people.
Unfortunate says music is sufficiently scare-worthy.
Oh, you can hear it okay? Just making sure everyone in chat can hear it okay. There we go. I want to go over here to the tubes. Oh, come on. I have Wi-Fi. Don't be doing that. Clicking.
I said cooking.
Cooking.
This is what happens when you play. You restart your sword profile and you want to raise your beans, and the first thing that I catch in the wild area is an annoy bat. I'm raising my bat baby and to be a bat dragon. Bat dragon, not bad. Not bad, I promise.
Bat dragon. B-A-T.
Yes.
Dragoon. Here we go. Now I can actually watch my own stream and keep up with comments. Smashing. Okay.
I don't want to be smashing anything.
Oh my gosh. It's looping. It's looping.
My mom likes to loop.
It's getting feedback. Oh my gosh. Shut that thing down. There we go. All right. Perfect. There we go. Oh my gosh, he's bloody computer.
Everyone's freaking out.
Why?
Because of what I said.
There. The dragon she's talking about is a Pokemon, right? Pokemon dragon?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little bat boy.
So, I'm actually going to turn on this light. This light I'm holding right here is an actual light stick that's used for photo painting, and just overall studio lighting. This is the one thing I didn't lose because I kept it with me all the time. Like, nearly the entire month I had it with me. And this is how it works. I'll show you. So, hold the button down, and you get a nice vibrant red, which I like that red.
That is an ominous, insidious red.
It is. That's why I like it. It's really nice. And get that sweet backlighting too.
Coaster's first head in the background is enough spooky for me.
Wait, oh yeah? Yeah, he's just watching. He's just chillaxing a little bit.
My eyes.
Don't look right at it.
I wasn't trying to.
There we go. Now he's right on top of you.
Sir, that's actually called a lightsaber. It's from Star Wars.
Star Wars.
10 out of 10.
I'm blowing out the white balance on the camera with it because it's so bright.
Who decapitated Coaster?
Coaster's not in charge tonight. Well, actually, he is. He's just headless tonight.
He's just headless tonight?
Yes, he's just headless tonight. I need to make some TikToks with this lighting.
You need to.
The green, and then you got blue. Blue's kind of nice. Blue's like angelic. It's nice. I like the blue.
Oh, A. Johnson's 62 degrees in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Well, that's because he's in North Carolina. That's where Mr. Beast is. Where's where he's from?
Grabs my lightsaber. Have at thee, Sith Coaster.
Actually, that's the thing. If I was in Star Wars, would I be a Jedi or a Sith Lord?
I don't know. It doesn't matter which side. You only got that cake to bounce it out.
The cake balances.
The cake bounces.
The one thing I don't like about this thing is the buttons on the handle. It's so easy to accidentally hit a button when you're trying to use it, like if you're swinging it for something and go to the wrong color. It's like, oh, now it's like what color is this called? Cyan. Cyan, that's what it's called. The gamma. Yes, the blue is rather nice. It's actually not at full power either. This is actually like the lowest power setting.
I love Fortune. It's like, I feel as if Coaster's chaotic enough to fight both sides.
I'd be that one like in the middle. That's what I feel like I am sometimes. I'm always that one that's like taking both sides because I'm trying to make peace. I'm like, hey guys, stop. Just let's talk about this.
Ooh, the gray, the in-between. I like that.
Get that black lightsaber, right?
It's not the gray.
Hang on a second. I want to see like if you can see my silhouette. Without blinding you, of course.
That's gonna be nearly impossible. Go off, sis. Mom's have an ad saying that she likes the blue and the green.
The blue and the green.
Yeah, we know it's Mom. Oh my god, she's on all caps again. Mom!
So, how would you all like to hear a story this Halloween night? How would you like to hear a story? Because I have some. Yeah, I've got some stories. Yeah, I could tell you a little bit. Tale of the Headless Coaster. Tale of the Headless Coaster, that's great. Is this thing updating my comments? I have to scroll down. Not the Kevin McLeod. I'm afraid so. I'm just glad I could find halfway decent music. Yeah, maybe some scary, spooky ASMR, like Halloween ASMR. I just see your head just like popping up back there in the light of the screen. I've got my Sony camera here, and this is what I used. Let me turn on the chaotic music just a little bit. This is actually what I used for the light painting that I showed in my con video of Wapafla. This camera here was actually the one that was used. It's the Sony A5000, and it's still got a lot of nice tech in it for its age. I think it's like 2014 or something. Yeah, it's got Velcro on it, so it can hold my clicker sensor. But yeah. Also, yes, your mom is always in caps, from what I can see. Headbangs with music. He'll say, I'm going to actually put on Coaster's head.
I'm gonna help put on the collar.
No.
God, every time I offer, you go no, and then it makes me sad.
Because I'm putting on the collar.
I know. I like doing it.
So, I hope everyone can see. Oh, sorry. I can't see. Are you down? Where are you at?
I'm right here.
Which hand is that?
That's my left hand.
Okay.
He's blind.
So yeah, yeah. Can you all see this okay? I feel like my eyes are blowing out the camera. I hope they're not.
No, they're not. You're
They're not?
actually good.
Oh, cool, cool,
Yep.
awesome.
We can see
So, yeah.
you just fine.
So this is, yes, my eyes glow in the dark. I don't know if anybody knew that, but they, yeah. They, good away. I did this, of course I added these myself, the LEDs. Because why not? I mean, hey, I had this suit for like five years and never had glow-in-the-dark eyes. And then like 2 months ago, I said, hey, let's put some eyes in it. Because I just had an idea. I was like, why not? Just add some eyes.
Emphasis on the I and idea.
Yeah, the idea, of course. So yeah, that's... Man, you really can't see anything in this thing, gosh.
You just look like you're underwater because of...
I know, I like that's pretty cool. I do kind of like that.
We are in an aquatic terrarium, I guess.
I'm in an aquatic terrarium. Ow! What was that?
My hand.
Where are you at?
Right here. Boop. Boop!
Oh, there you are.
You have to slap the side of my face to see where I'm at.
It's a little dark in here. A little dark.
It makes
Little
it worse
dark.
when you got it first. You had on it gets darker.
Oh yeah. I want to take this off for just a second. I wonder if the comments are blowing up now. Now that I have my head on, people are just like, ah.
Well, they're asking if you can actually see.
I can if I don't have lights shining straight in my eyes.
There you go.
The LEDs actually do not make it hard for me to see. It's actually external light sources, like that light that's glowing, because it creates contrast. Now, if I was to actually turn off this light, now I can see better. Because my LEDs in my eyes actually shine like a flashlight, like out in front of me, so I can actually see where I'm walking. Yeah, so I hope that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. And I do have more shorts coming up. Like I already recorded some audio, and I just wanted to get a shower and get cleaned up before I put my fursuit on, because I don't ever want a suit when I feel nasty. Ever. Like, that's bad practice.
They're calling you a merfox, Tiny.
What?
They're calling you a merfox. Like mermaid fox.
Mermaid fox?
Because you're swimming in the tea.
Yes, I am. Yes. I like...
Like being sprocket.
Tea's good.
Especially the one that we got from Jade Cottage. Oh. That hits home.
My eyes are smartphone cameras?
They are. They are.
You should see when I put a fresh battery in them.
Oh god, they're even brighter.
Because this battery's been in the eyes for about a month, so if I get a fresh battery, so yeah. And I also don't leave the eyes on all the time. I just like only when it's dark. Like I'll tend to put them on, or if I'm at a photo shoot, I'll turn them on because it makes my eyes look a little brighter, not so cast in shadow. Gosh, now I want to put my tail on.
Do you want to?
I do. Let me give you just a second. I want to take the head off first because it makes it a little easier to see what I'm doing. So, I'm going to put my head back on here in a little bit, but I just want to make sure I can talk clearly for you, because I want to tell you a little story. Do you like con horror stories? Because I know those tend to be a forte for some people. But it goes like this. Oh yeah, imagine if they did change color. People keep saying, like, you should get them to change color. It's like, it took me all of my knowledge just to figure out how to wire up the LEDs and get them to actually work. Because they were actually LED strips. And I actually had to cut them and solder them. I actually do know how to solder. I've just never taken it to the next level yet, but I may eventually try it. Excuse me. So, we were saying about, con horror stories, because those are like perfect around this time of the year. So if I can get this laptop to rotate.
Arctic invasion is headed east. Freezing snowfall winter like pattern direct weather.
For us? We're gonna have weather. Like snowy weather?
No, that's where A. Johnson put.
Oh. Interesting. I like snow. I just don't like having to drive to work in it. That's one thing I don't like. Which is why, if I can do YouTube full time, this will be my job. That'd be awesome. I would like that actually quite a lot.
The My Little Pony convention ball pit. Bro.
What?
Yeah, Fortune talked, saying it'd be funny if you talked about the MLP convention ball pit.
I would if I knew about that story, because I have not been able to go to tons of cons because of finances, but I do have a few of my own that happened to me. And if you'd like, I'll go ahead and share those with you. Oh my gosh, no! What the heck? First of all,
oh god,
don't ever do that. Don't ever. I love ball pits. I grew up with like at McDonald's, the Playland. There was a place called Playland. They had the ball pits in the 90s. It was awesome as a kid. But the more you think about it, the older you would get, you're like, those were really quite nasty places to play. Like, you know, even if they were cleaned regularly, you always get that one kid or one person that just doesn't get the memo of, like, I should leave and use the bathroom somewhere else. But then if you think about it, maybe they can't get out of the ball pit and they just keep falling back in. They're like, I've got to go! Ah! And they just, yeah. But, my experience. Yeah, let's steer off of that topic for just long enough, because we're going to talk about at Wapopwa, at Western PA for a weekend. There was, well, this is how it went. Was it not Saturday night? It was Saturday, right? Saturday. My mate and I had gotten back from the drive. We actually got shuttled down with a shuttle from the lodge at North Ridge Park down to the parking lot, and we drove back because we wanted to get back soon enough so we could actually have. We wanted to have. I think I had just finished with the photography that night of the light painting photography. So we took all the gear back, everything back to the hotel room, and we wanted to go for a swim because the hotel at is it called Inns to Suites? Home to Suites. That place has a indoor heated swimming pool, and it's open till 1 a.m. in the morning. So we're just like, let's get back there, get cleaned up, change into some swimming trunks. I want to go to the pool before it closes. So we're going down, we're like got our stuff, and we tell our other roommates they came back early because there was a charity auction. They won some stuff. And we're like, hey, we're gonna go downstairs before it gets too late. They're like, oh yeah, sure, have fun and all that. So we get our stuff, we get down there, and I'm just like feeling awkward as heck because I had not been to a swimming pool since 2006. 2006, I had not been to a swimming pool, and I had not been swimming since 2007. So this was like, oh, I'm gonna feel so weird. Because I got this thing. It's called is it called body dysmorphia, or body image conscious? Oh, body conscious or something like that. So basically, if I am not completely skin smooth and hairless, more or less, I will not take my clothes off in front of people because it makes me self-conscious. So literally, before I went down to the pool, I completely groomed and got completely cleaned up so I could go down to the pool. Every single trace of body hair was removed, so that was interesting to say the least. So with all that being said, went down to the pool. We're looking for towels because towels. Everybody wants a towel in the hotel, especially when there's a convention. Everybody's using up all the towels, so we got some fresh towels. Went into the pool, and I was like, I haven't done this in a while. How's this going to feel? So I'm like, I do the thing where I dip my toe in, and I'm just like, okay, dip my toe in. Now we're going for the ankles. And actually, my mate was actually, hey, you've never been swimming before, have you?
I can't swim.
So basically, my mate was like, I'll go in, but I'm only going to go into a certain depth because they can't swim. So I'm like, hey, not a big deal. So I hadn't been swimming for 12 years plus or whatever. So I'm slowly making my way in, and it gets up to my knees. And then you get to this certain spot in the pool, certain point when it goes up to where your waist is, and then suddenly you're like, oh. And so I'm just like, okay, yeah, we're in here. We're in here now. We're definitely in the pool now. No turning back. So I'm gonna go in there. It's like a, what is it, 6 foot deep swimming pool. It's like 3 feet at one end and then 6 feet at the deepest end. So with all that being said, I'm slowly starting making my way, and the water starts going up. It's up to my stomach, then it goes up to my chest, then it goes up to the top of my chest, and then it goes up to where my shoulders are. And I'm like, hey, this is fine, this is fine. I'm just like, should I dunk myself underwater? Should I go ahead and just go under the water, come back up, and then just say, hey, I'm in the pool 100%? Good thing I didn't do that. Here's why. So as we're splashing around, and I'm just like, hey, you know, this one guy even points out to me, say, hey, your hair isn't even wet yet. I'm like, yeah, I guess it's not. I'm just kind of getting back into swimming again. As soon as I made it to the edge of the deepest end of the pool, I turn around, and I see people like doing the splashing and all that. And I'm telling you, out of nowhere, blinding, flashing lights, and loud screeching sirens begin. And we just see the light flash, and everybody in the pool is just like frozen. They're just like looking around like, what's going on? And you're like, it's a fire alarm! Fire alarm! It's like 40 degrees outside, and there's a fire alarm going off in the building. So nobody really knows what to do. Everybody's just kind of like, is it a false alarm? What do we do? Do we leave the pool? Do we get out? Through a flashbang in the pool. I'm telling you, it was not only was it bright, it was loud. It resonated. It echoed because it was like those tall vault ceilings, and it's so freaking loud. And everybody in the pool's like dripping wet, and I'm like, we should get out of the building. It's like, I don't want to go outside. We're wet. It's going to be cold. We gotta go. We can't stay in the building. There's an alarm going off. There might really be something wrong. You know, there could be carbon monoxide. There could be, who knows, a gas leak. We gotta go. So we go ahead and somehow get out of the pool, because I'm at the deeper end, my mate's kind of at the deeper end, so we're climbing out there, we're getting towels, we're trying to get out of there as quick as possible, because
I was climbing to the side of the pool.
You were at the side of the pool.
I climbed out, I was like, no.
But we're just trying to make sure that we get our shoes on and dry it off as quick as possible. Shoe part happened. We did get our shoes on, but we did not manage to dry it off very well, and my mate was nearly completely drenched with pool water, the swimming pool. So we're like, okay, let's all go outside where it's cold. You're dripping wet. Lots of people are dripping wet from the swimming pool. So what do we have to do? Fortunately, there's a fire pit outside. There's a gas-powered fire pit, and it's on. So the host of people, dripping wet, clothed, fursuits, whatever, they're all gathering around this fire, and we're all like waiting to see if we can go back in the building, because everybody's basically out of the building. Nearly the entire hotel is emptied of people. People in their rooms that were showering, sleeping, in the middle of making music, or whatever they were doing, are just like violently like interrupted and have to leave the building. And we're out there, and we hear the sirens. We hear fire trucks approaching. Like, here they come! They're coming here! Oh my goodness! And fire chief's there. All these people are they're climbing. They got their hatchets. They got their gear. Their tanks. They're going into the building. And so he says, "Hey, what if they don't find a fire, but they put our fire out here at the fire pit because it's a fire?" I'm like, "Don't say that. We need this heat." So this is what happened next. So my mate's there by the fire, and we're like piling any kind of towels or blankets we can find to put on her, because she's shaking. She's like shaking like a leaf. And people says, "Oh no, don't put a wet towel." And we're like, "I don't have anything else to wrap her around with." So we got people like cuddling her, holding her, trying to keep her warm. And then we hear back. We turn over, and like the whole crowd just starts like looking over at this one person, and they said, "Hey, wasn't it? What room was it? 369."
No, it was 336.
Okay, this is what happened. So that person they were looking at was telling people to spread the news down the line that room 336, something had happened there that had triggered the alarm. So they're like, here, 336, pass it on. Basically, by the end of the next few minutes, everyone knows that something happened in room 336, or somebody from room 336 caused this alarm to go off. So eventually we start making our way in. We find out that somebody was partying too hard and thought it would be funny to pull the fire alarm and cause a scene. Here's why you don't want to do that. First of all, it disrupts everything you're doing. Second of all, when the alarm does go off and the fire department arrives, they turn on the water. They turn on like the hydrants because they're not sure if they have to put out a fire. The whole place is going to burn up or whatever. And it ends up causing, well, I'll tell you that part in just a minute. But they said, if this is another false alarm and we're called back here again, you will all be thrown out of the hotel. Like the people that were there, they would get thrown out if there's another false alarm. So we're like, yeah, whoever did this, we think we found out who it was, but no, bad news for them. I don't even know if they're going to be allowed back. But back to what I was saying about the water. This might be, some people might call this the scariest thing ever. But because they turned on the main valve of the water, for the next hour or so, when people went to their hotel rooms and people were trying to get a shower or a drink of water, the water came out looking brown. Like, some rooms had perfectly clean water. In some rooms, it was like murky gray brown. It was just, they'd fill up a glass and they're showing it. It's spreading all over the group chat. Look at our water. It's gray. It's brown. It's like, okay, don't drink the water. Don't do that.
Well, no, unless you turned the warm water on, it's clear.
So, with all that being said, because it was the valve of the, because it was tap, it was straight up tap, that was what had been affected. If it was in a water heater, it had a different, it was already stored. They had water stored in the water heater system. So your water coming out of there would be more or less clean, but crazy hot. You wouldn't want to, like, try drinking that. So what we had to do is we had to turn our spigots on, for 10 minutes just to flush out the system and get things back rolling again. We actually had a friend of ours actually gather footage as they were arriving at the hotel and, like, beheld the whole scene. It's like, oh, they say, hey, it's not a furry convention unless you get the fire alarm pulled. And it's like, don't say that. Ah.
I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been FurPoc. I mean.
But, so that is, like, one of the things that happened there that was kind of like, I don't even know if you want to call it scary or horror, but it could have gone really wrong. It really could have. I mean, there could have been a rush of people. Somebody could have gotten trampled. Somebody could have drowned in the pool because they panicked, and who knows? Yeah, it's just not the best kind of outcome to have. But I will say this, though. There was something else that happened there, and I don't know if my mate wants me to bring it up on the stream, but did you want to bring it up?
But from when we got done with the drive and I was...
Z.
Yeah, so...
You can get closer if you want.
I don't want to, but,
So I can hear you. Just scooch a little closer.
Okay. I mean, if we're going to talk about somebody, let's talk about it. So...
Okay. So much you gotta talk about these things.
This was, like, the first day. We pretty much missed the majority of it, but we wanted to recover. So I wanted to have a visitor chat with a friend that was rooming next door, and I forget that he likes to drink, and gets him rowdy and whatnot, and we went over, the both of us did, and he answered the door and whatnot, and so we both figure, it'd be we as in not Coaster me, but me and the friend. And so I go to hug him. I pushed it out of the back of my mind. His head was a little too close to my chest. Didn't really enjoy it that much. It kind of set me off a bit. But I pushed back, like, no, whatever. And I forgot, and I saw that he was drinking. I'm like, oh, this is not gonna go well. So... You're not fat. Stop it. So, I didn't hear what was going on or whatever. Like, he said something to Coaster said something, and I gave a response because I wasn't paying attention. And then he goes and he picks me up. Because, like, it was whatever. I'd be okay if he was sober. But he wasn't. But before he did, he sat there and he goes, I know I'm drunk, it's just my body doesn't really do what it's supposed to. It goes on its own. And so all that transpired, and he picked me up, and his hands got too close to the lower belt area. And I had my Guinness pants on. I prize those pants very, very much, but I have to throw them away because of the fact of he sat there and he ripped the bottom open and he proceeded to touch. And I was starting to wiggle around because I was trying to get out. And my left ankle still kind of hurts from when I broke my ankle in January.
You okay?
No. And he set me down a little too rough, and it hurt my ankle even more. So I ended up kind of staying still. I was in shock. It still bothers me. That's the only... I didn't think I was going to go through that, and I already went through it years before. I don't want to go through it again.
So I'm just going to kind of get you up to speed with what she was saying. So anyway, as some of you may know, when there are conventions, there are room parties, and when there are room parties, people get drunk, and when people get drunk, they will do and say things that they wouldn't normally do under a sober circumstance. And an altercation happened where they basically got way too personal, ended up tearing my mate's clothing, and inadvertently touching them beneath their clothing. I'm not... Basically, they touched an undergarment that they were wearing, and they had confirmed that by saying that they had seen what color their undergarments were. And in doing so, they also said that they were lucid, and they're probably going to do something stupid, and they're probably not going to remember it tomorrow. So you either remember it or you don't. And the next day he said, "Did I do something stupid last night?" And we're like, "Yeah, you did."
I sat at the whole breakfast table, and Manic was sitting there, and they all turned their heads away from the both of us.
So, not only that, but also they squeezed my mate, and they got their face way too close to their chest, because they're being non-binary, but they still anatomically female, so they do not appreciate people that they don't really know that well at all putting their face on their chest.
And it doesn't help the fact of, like, I'm comfortable if it's you. That's the reason I'm comfortable with you doing it. But because of that happening, I'm constantly at a battle with myself, because it's like, that's why I don't like having them.
But anyway, yeah, that's something kind of set things off on a kind of an awkward note in that circumstance, because first of all, this person that we're referring to, we don't know them super well. We don't really, we just know them by name and a light acquaintance through proxy and through some other friends of ours.
We used to work over in the same store that I work at.
But we did, yeah. They were a distant co-worker. We didn't even work in the same department. But people sometimes they get too familiar, like, oh yeah, we're best buds. Like, we aren't even on insulting level yet. Like, we're not even on that thing where you can insult your friend and it's funny and all that. We're not even on that level yet. Yeah. So that's, yeah, just definitely take into account that if you're going to be drinking, like, know your limits, and also respect people's spaces, because you don't ever touch somebody. Even if they're your best friend, you can still violate somebody by touching them. Just don't do that. Play it safe and just don't even bother doing that. But on a lighter note, was it Friday? Saturday? Was it Saturday? Yeah. Saturday. I can't get my days right. I think it was Sunday. Had a blast. That was fantastic. That was crazy awesome. I brought the hamster ball. And if you haven't seen that video, please check it out. It's in the I think it's in the descriptions. It's also on my channel. And I did a highlight in one of my YouTube shorts. You can find it there. The description link. Western PA Furry Weekend 2022. A lot of great footage from that. Some of it I couldn't make it into the con video, but there's a lot of stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Brought a giant hamster ball. Brought a leaf blower, got people inside of it, rolled them around, had a blast with that. Beautiful evening light, the golden hour of light. It was perfect. Bunch of goodies. Um, yes. Blaze and Yin, Miro. Yes, they were helpful. And of course, they're very helpful.
Miro was the most angry.
Well, yeah. Understood. And I did some of my footage recording on this with this camera as well as my mock GoPro. I call it a mock GoPro because to me it's my GoPro, but it's really an Alasco. Is it Alasco? It's like a fraction of the cost of a GoPro, but it's my action cam. I take that when I'm doing things that need to be like when you gotta be rough with the camera. That's the one I go to. Keeps you in the mood, like you're right there in the action, which I like that. So yeah, I actually have more con horror stories that I'd like to tell you. But if you want to hear more, I actually have more, and one of them, I'm not sure which is more spooky, spooky, terrifying, unnerving. I'm not sure because I had two of them, two other ones. Actually, you might call it three. Do you mind me to tell you about the third? So, yeah, I'll go ahead and tell you. I'll go ahead and let you know. So, whoop, my tail is knocking over stuff. This thing is so big. Gosh. I actually shrunk it down a little bit because of how large it was. But I'll take it off for this part. Okay, and then after this, I'm going to have to use the restroom. Oh, excuse me. My gosh. Spooky. Where's my light? I need the light to make it more dramatic.
The light.
Yes, the light. Yeah. Excuse me. There we go. Make it spookier. Oh, this just looks way too overpowering. Okay. I'll just put it down here. Okay. So how this one went, this little misadventure, it was 2017. It was November 2017. And I had gotten the idea several months ago to go to the first year ever of Anthro Northwest in Seattle, 2017. And started planning ahead, started saving up, got my tickets and my flight in order. Give me just a second. I'm going to come back to this story. I do have to use the restroom pretty bad, but I'll just be a second. I'll be right back.
Spooky story looking like I'm in a saw trap and use jigsaw. And now you gotta pee. That ain't so scary after all. I hate it. I always have to go numb. He's gonna activate the saw blades while he's going. You want to activate the saw blades?
Activate the saw blades.
Yeah. Fortune said you're going to activate the saw blades while you're gone. Well, Cody, he lied.
I want to play a game.
Poke.
Poke? What's it called? Poke the cake?
Yes, it's called poking cake.
Cake poke.
Yeah, boy.
Alright, here we are. We are back to continue where we left off with the con horror story. Okay. Back to where we were. So in 2017, it was autumn, and I've been told people like, hey, we're going to have the first con ever of Anthem Northwest 2017. You should attend. Like, I'll see if I can afford it. So one thing came to another. I was able to make way to afford the cost. So I got the plane reservation, plane ticket, all lined up the day I was going to go to the airport, all that stuff. And so I started asking around because I had never flown before. Never been in an airplane jumbo jet before. So I kept asking people in group chats, hey, how should I go about bringing my fursuit head on board? How should I go about packing fursuits for air travel? So they were telling me to say, hey, if you have any questions like this, go with the airliner, Southwest Airlines. They allow 2 carry-ons. So I'm like, okay, I like that. I like that idea. So I said, I'll just carry my fursuit head on board and put everything else in the suitcase. No big deal. Call it a day. Be on our way. And I said, how should you carry on a fursuit head on an airplane? Because I had never done that before. And I cannot believe someone actually said this. They said, you can actually just carry it under your arm onto an airplane. Just straight up, just carry it with you through the airport onto an airplane. So you know what I did? I'm there walking through the airport with the suitcase in one hand and a fursuit head tucked under my arm, under the other arm, and but I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So I asked them. I said, "What's a good time to arrive?" And I had never done this before, so I would live roughly. Is it like an hour? Roughly an hour from Dulles Airport. Roughly an hour. At that time, so I should leave like early enough so I can get there on time. So my flight was supposed to take off at, I think it was 5 in the morning. Take off at 5 in the morning, and I was going to arrive there early enough so I could take care of things. So I was told, if you want to avoid the long wait in lines to get there an hour before your flight. I'm like, okay, an hour. Let's do that. So I leave 2 hours before my scheduled flight to leave. Takes me an hour. Well, it was going to take me an hour to get there. But this is what happened. On the way down, middle of the night, I ran into road construction. Totally did not know this was even on the map. It didn't show it on the phone, on Google Maps, nothing. And so that completely blindsided me. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh no, this is not good, this is not good. I need to hurry. And eventually made it through there, wasted about a good 10 minutes of time of road travel that I could have been making. And pulled the deepest voice.
The deepest voice you've ever heard.
Well, that's one of my little specialties.
Yes.
Also sounding like
But anyway. But anyway, it caused me to fall behind, so I'm trying to accelerate for it because I don't want to lose any more time. And then I arrive in the airport parking lot, and you have to go through these, what the heck are they called? Like ticket taker thingy. So basically they kind of, I forgot exactly how I got there, but you drive into a lot number, you drive around and you go to a certain part, and I think you take a number or a ticket or whatever, and it's kind of like how the cameras that will scan your license plate, so that way you pay for parking, because you do have to pay for parking. So not a big deal. It's not too expensive. So I get all that, and I'm finding my way to where it's at. I'm looking at my phone. I'm looking at the signs, and I have to get on a shuttle. So I get on this little miniature bus, and I'm standing there waiting, and it's an hour before my flight goes. It's less than an hour. It's like 50 minutes, maybe less than that. And I'm like, oh, please, hurry. And people are standing watching me like, oh, are you a mascot thing? I'm like, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mascot person, yeah. I'm going to I'm going to Seattle with this fursuit hat under my arm, literally in the middle of the night, just standing under a street light, waiting for the shuttle to pick me up with a fursuit hat under my arm. Totally normal to see, especially in Virginia. So the shuttle arrives, I get on there, and making our way, the bus is clanking, I'm stuff falling around, I got my fursuit under my arm. We make it to the main building, and I'm just like, okay, where do I go now? Where do I check in? So I go to one of the desks, and they're like, and there's a line. There's a line there. It's not too bad. I get my bag checked, I get whatever, main desk, and then I have to go down one of these staircases to actually be admitted to the kiosk area, because there's actually a kiosk of numbers of basically the order of when you'll be on the plane. I think I was, gosh, was I 40th or 50th maybe on the register, on the list. But because I had been running so far behind, I was running behind, just literally. So I get to one of the things, and then there's a problem with one of my there's a problem with my ID. So they're standing there. I'm just like, oh my gosh, please hurry! And eventually get it through. And literally, it's one of these terrible lines that zigzag. It's one of those, like a serpentine. It's doing that, and then I have to go through TSA. Give me a second. What was I thinking? Oh, I know what it is. Give me a second. This is what was up. So because I was so far behind in that line, I told the people, I say, hey, I'm really in a rush to catch a flight. Is there another one of your TSA checkpoints open? Because the line was so long. I literally, it was going to take another good 40 minutes before that line was through to where I was. So I said, how is there any place? And they said, there is another place down there. They said it closes in like 10 minutes. You can go down there and go through the TSA checkout there. And so I said, okay, thank you. So I get out of line, go back up the stairs. I'm screaming down the lobby with my fursuit hat under my arm. And I actually get to that spot, and the guy puts up a sign saying that it's closed. I'm like, no, you can't be closed. What do you mean? What is this? It can't be closed. And he's like, yeah. He said, they just told me down there that this was going to be open for a bit longer. And literally, like 10 seconds after I said that, it opens back up. And I'm flying down those stairs. I get through the TSA. I gotta take off my shoes. I gotta put my fursuit head through the x-ray machine. Sorry, Coaster. I had to take off personal belongings, car keys, all that, put that in the thing. Had to do the little thing where they patch it down. I had to do where that machine scans your arms. Had to do that. Got my shoes back on. I'm like, I've gotta make it. Oh my gosh. And then, literally, there's 10 minutes left before my flight goes off. There's 10 minutes. And I have to go down to then this, like a subway tunnel, a Transam or something, whatever you want to call it, transit. And I have to get on that thing. And I'm just like, please hurry. And then I can't find where my plane is. I can't find which gate my plane's at. And so I'm about to give up. I'm just like, I'm going to miss my flight. So I messaged a friend over there that's supposed to meet me in Seattle and pick me up when I get there. And I'm messaging them. I'm like, I can't find the gate. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, where I'm supposed to go. Like, I'm freaking lost. I'm going to miss my flight. And I'm just sitting there and they said, hey, it's going to be fine. Just follow what I say. So I'm like, okay. They said, this is the gate you need to go to, right? They said, go over here. I don't remember exactly how they said it, but they said, go over here and check out the numbers of gates, and then like talk to the person there, and they'll direct you to where you need to be. I'm like, okay, I'll try it. So 5 minutes before the flight leaves, like, no, it's less than that. It's like 2 minutes. So I'm booking it. I got my roller book bag, and I'm like, it's if you could slow this down to an action movie, it's like slow motion, me running with a fursuit hat under my arm, and you just see like the ears bouncing, and just like, it's like, and I go up and down an escalator, go up to this gate, and no joke, I see the plane still there. And I'm like, I'm coming. Oh no, they're like, you're the last person. I'm like, I know I'm the last person. And then, gosh. And they said, yeah, there was a 10-minute delay, so you're lucky you're still able to get on. I'm like, oh my gosh, there was a 10-minute delay. So, and I climbed in, and then like 10 seconds, they shut the door behind me, and I'm like, I made it! Oh my gosh! I literally made it. I was like, this is, oh. And it was like, I was looking around for a seat. I'm like, oh. So I'm just like, oh, excuse me. People are looking at me like, who's that guy? I'm like, oh, yeah, hey, I don't know you, but I'm here. And
Fortune is like, Coast had to suffer radiation damage, literally 1984 Chernobyl.
And then, believe it or not, I found a window seat. Like, would you believe it? I found a freaking window seat. So I sit down there, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be awesome. And I actually was terrifying situation. Yeah, it was terrifying situation because I almost never made it to Anther Northwest. That would have been the time that I never went to the first year of Anther Northwest. Never made it to Seattle because I missed my flight, and that would have been terrible, embarrassing, upsetting, all of the above. Made it by the skin of my teeth. And the biggest lesson I would learn from that is leave early, like a lot earlier. Person's like, leave an hour, like be there an hour. I'm just like,
right, just imagine Miles Morales sprinting to his flight with a fursuit head.
The Miles Morales sprinting to with his fursuit head.
I mean, that is his suit.
Yeah. And here's the thing too. You know how some people are afraid of flying? I'm not afraid of flying. Packing gives me the most anxiety out of anything, of any kind of travel. Once I'm on the plane, I'm golden. I don't care. If it crashes into a mountain, I'm on the plane. I made it. It's fine. But if I forget a piece of luggage, if not everything's in a suitcase, if I'm racing against the clock and I'm falling behind because I can't find something to put in there, just the packing, it drives me nuts. The packing is really what does it. But everything else is pretty fine. Yeah, so I'll turn this light off now because Scary Stories, I finished Scary Story. But we actually did a layover flight in Denver, Colorado airport, and that place was freaking awesome. That was really cool. I liked that. It was kind of neat. It said it's haunted. It's actually said that the airport at Denver National Airport is haunted, and I think they're right because in the center of the airport they have preserved relics. They have preserved ancient native relics in the middle of it, and they look like demon horses and like buildings and just like clay structures. And it's all surrounded by this large concrete embankment that you can look down upon it, and it's supposed to be part of the original ethnicity that used to live in those regions. And need I say that airport is also vulnerable to tornadoes, because I found a tornado shelter in the airport. Like, what the heck is this? Tornado shelter in the airport? And they're like, yeah, we get tornadoes here every so often. I'm like, glad I'm not staying too long.
Bird said, I'd rather be in a burning plane than pack some jeans.
Hey, at least you did it right, At least it wasn't your fault the plane crashed. Yeah. That's the thing, the high, if I'm in a secure position and I'm above the world, like that doesn't bother me. Maybe climbing outside of a tall CNT tower, like a cell phone tower, on the outside with the wind whipping at my back, that might give me a little bit of anxiety. But it's the thing of just like, I want to get on the road and get there. Like, once I'm on the road traveling, I feel great. It's just trying to make sure you pack everything, make sure you don't, because if you don't bring it, you're not going to have it, and you're going to miss it, and you're going to have to go out and buy it when you get there, and that's annoying because you didn't come there to just buy more stuff, spend tons of money on stuff you already had at home. Did I tell you about the year in 2017 at AnthroCon, my first year ever? I brought a sewing machine to AnthroCon 2017. I brought a sewing machine because I was going to finish my fursuit tail in the hotel room and a set of hand paws for the parade that was Saturday. Because I had a fursuit head that I had just made literally days before the con, and I wanted to have hand paws and a tail too. So this is what happened. I had made a husky tail previously, so I packed that as a backup kind of thing. And this is what ended up happening. So of course we got there, all yada yada, did all the things. The night before the parade in the hotel room, I'm up at like 3 a.m. and I'm sewing hand paws, and I did it in one night. made hand paws for the parade. So I had hand paws. I had the tail mostly done, but then I realized I forgot one crucial, critical, absolutely necessary thing to make it work. I didn't bring any stuffing for the tail. So I'm like, are there any like inflatable balloons I could stick inside of it to help it stay in like fluffy so it's not like I kept asking like different vendors, said, do you have any inflatable tails? Like any inflatable like green like red peppers or inflatable bananas or something I can use to stick in the tail? And they're like, oh we don't have any more. We don't have those. I'm like, guess I'm wearing a husky tail today. And I wore a corkscrew style husky tail instead of it being the regular loop. It was my first one I ever made, and actually corkscrewed off to the side. So it was very different, like really different. And so it worked. I got to be in the parade. It actually did work, and I did get some GoPro footage when I actually had a real GoPro, because I actually bought it from a person that I was rooming with. Literally bought it from them. It was a good deal. And then the GoPro went missing. It disappeared. So, I don't exactly know why that happened, but it did. Never found it again. But, you know, I'm sure it's somewhere in a pocket dimension somewhere, just waiting to be discovered one day. Just destroy a hotel pillow. Oh my goodness! Do you think they would charge me for it, or you just think they were like, there was no pillow, like whatever. Well, see, that's the thing too. If you're going to Anthrocon, everybody wants the Westin. Like, get the Westin hotel. How are you going to get the Westin if it's not available because everybody else has already got it? Like, oh my gosh! I even got like the super sponsor package because I wanted to get early access. I did get early access, but apparently it wasn't early enough because within 10 seconds, all the hotel chain blocks were gone from the Westin. The only thing left was you had the Omni, you had the DoubleTree, you had a few others. But everybody wants the Westin because the Westin connects directly to the convention floor. It's like right there, and you know. So I got the Omni Hotel, and it's like it's stuck in 1920 glamour. Like it's got the crystal, it's got the polished floor, it's got the vault ceilings. And that's where Fox and Moore and Pepper Coyote were staying, so I actually got to meet them and talk with them a little bit and catch up on a little thing about music. The rooms were surprisingly small, and not that comfortable. I mean, what are you gonna do? It's an old hotel, you know. It's like what the Ritz would have been back in the turn of the century, and everything's just kind of stuck in that same kind of thing because back in the day, asbestos. You know, you can't rip that stuff out. You know, and cause problems. But you know, for what it is, you know, con was great. I did enjoy that. That was really nice. Was there ever a pillow? Did you get rid of all the evidence?
Yeah. I love asbestos.
I love asbestos. Sprinkle a little bit on your rice. Just,
Don't forget about the lovely forbidden cotton candy in the walls.
The forbidden cotton candy.
Oh God, it's the only way you stay warm.
Yeah, or the horse floss. The horsehair spackling, you know, the plaster. Oh. The forbidden floss. And then don't forget the popcorn ceiling. Oh yeah, the forbidden popcorn ceiling too.
Fiberglass fursuit lining.
You're not too far off with that because back in the day when people actually were making mascot heads I'm talking like 60, 70 years ago, they were made of fiberglass. Not the most ideal thing, as I can assure you, but you know, they didn't know about the foam, about the what's it called, polypropylene or whatever, I can't remember what it's called. So like the 1950s, 1960s, then it was everywhere. The cushion foam, that stuff was a game changer. Just like 3D printers was a game changer in the 2010s. Like it made just so much more possible, you know. Fiberglass fursuit. Can you imagine how itchy that would be, having a lined fursuit, like if it was fiberglass? How itchy that would be, oh my gosh. Oh, Springtrap. Spring lock suits from FNAF. Yeah. Andrew Carney, hey, welcome. I had a little difficulty getting the stream up earlier. My equipment is missing. I'm not sure where it's at. I've got to figure out what happened to it. It probably walked out of the house or something. So I just whipped up a stream here, and I've kind of got stuck in a vertical video. So I'm like, frick, what the heck? Like, what the heck? But it's, you know, I'm trying to make it work. Telling some stories of my things, some horror stories on this Halloween night. In my Miles Morales Spider-Man outfit. Woo! Do I have muscles with this suit? Maybe. Get some muscles? Slight muscles.
Slight. And then just grow legs and walk away.
Well, technically it does have legs. And they can move. So,
not too far off.
I gotta get off my knees. They're hurting. Oh my gosh, my knees.
Oh, girl, don't.
What?
No, girl, don't.
I'm still here. I'm just down here now because my knees are a little sore.
Oh, yeah, you can barely see me.
Barely? No, you see me now. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear the light? I should do some light painting in this room. That would be cool.
Yeah, Andre's asking how you're doing, and Ian Otter gives fitness coaster with heart eye emojis.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I didn't let everyone know what's going on with my channel, with the stuff, the changes that have happened. Let me get you updated on that. Oh, my kneecaps. Oh my gosh. Okay, kneecaps, stay with me now. Oh, I'm gonna sit in the chair for a minute. Oh my gosh. No wonder my mom's got bad knees. She used to clean houses all the time. Gosh. So yeah, back in the chair. Spider-Man. I would make a terrible Spider-Man. I'm too bottom heavy.
No, that's the perfect Spider-Man. What are you talking about?
Cake for days.
Cake for days.
Yes.
Yes, I can be quite the spooky man. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. My voice, guys. I'm going through puberty. It's like my voice just cracks. It's like,
Yes, that time of the year.
yeah, and just cracks. My voice cracks. So anyway, back to what I was saying earlier about the channel, about what's going on. I have some awesome news. Okay, I was going to type it out, but it's better if I just tell you in the live stream. So coming up. You may have noticed I've been uploading a bit more often than I have been. Like that kind of like that. It was like a dead zone for a while. Some people call it a hiatus. I call it depression. But moreover, the reason I'm making more content, more shorts specifically, is I actually have some people that are helping me with filming. But most of all, I'm actually starting to move away from my day job and moving to YouTube full time. It's still going to take a few months, maybe a year, before I fully switch over, but it is slowly happening, and that's amazing. It's something I've been wanting. I've been wanting this for a while. I tried it last year. Some things happened. Some stuff that was out of our control. Actually, most of it was out of our control. And then, of course, recession, all that stuff. But the thing is, I feel like I'm finally starting to get a foothold with the audience. The algorithm is like turning in my favor, you might say. And you know what? I know I get a lot of hate comments in some of my videos, but you know, I'm not doing it because for the hate comments. You know, I've got 3,550 subscribers, and that's 3,550 reasons why I make videos. So, yeah, if I ever get like hate comments, I'm like, hey, I've got over 3,500 reasons why I should be doing this. You know. So yeah, I dropped a day off for my day job. So I'm now doing 1 day off a week to rest, 1 day where it's all working on content, and then the last day a little content, and then getting ready to go back to my day job, because it's hecka stressful at the day job because they're understaffed. I work an average of 10 hours a day, sometimes 12 hours. And I was doing that for 5 days a week, and it was starting to kill me. Like, it was actually making me physically ill, mentally ill. It was not good. But now, I'm actually feeling more positive about things. I mean, who wouldn't like knowing that all the hopes and dreams that you put into your content, and finally seeing like a few $100s like coming from a video every month, just because of all the effort you put into it. That's like a paycheck. That's fantastic. Like the amount that I was actually able to earn compared to last year, like 6 months ago, 8 months ago, I was earning like, oh my gosh, I was earning like maybe $100. Part of that from my old YouTube channel, which for some reason one of those old videos is doing really well. Go figure. And then this current channel. Altogether, I was earning about like $100, maybe $120 a month. And then just this past month, $545. That's nothing to sneeze at. It freaking doubled in a month. It doubled. Yeah, I was stressed then, and I'm not nearly as stressed as I was. I still get those times where I do get occasionally stressed, but it's not that toxic, corrosive stress that keeps eating at you day after day. Because now I actually feel like there's something out there for me, like there's some kind of like hope or something, like I'm actually starting to enjoy life again. Because for a while it wasn't. I felt like I was just existing, and there's something behind me. Oh my gosh. Excuse me, it startled me. Gosh. You okay?
Uh-huh.
Good. Oh look, we're going to reenact the Spider-Man poster.
No.
We're doing the whole.
Oh. Okay. Why?
We're doing the Tobey Maguire one where the like.
Oh God,
yeah.
he's a meme.
Or shall we reenact the upside down kissing scene?
We don't have Tiny. Your dump trunk's gonna like destroy the ceiling. I don't want the popcorn ceiling to be destroyed by your 2-ton cake. It's all right.
Thank you. Yeah, but the biggest thing what pushes me to create anything is just I have this drive to always want to be making something. Like if I ever have some kind of a situation wherever I feel like it's being taken away from me, the opportunity, I get extremely withdrawn. I get upset. I cry. I mean, I just get emotionally distraught. So if I'm able to create stuff and I'm able to do it whenever I want, like nothing can stop me, I feel the happiest. And I know it's going to take a lot of time. It does take time, but I get inspired by seeing other content creators. I'm like, oh my gosh, look, these people, because they're doing what they like doing, they're actually like they're getting a big following. They're getting like income and such, and most of all, I would like to make a lasting impact for people too. In some way, even if it's just making people's day better, just something like that, or even feeding homeless people, or just gosh, there's so much out there that can be done. And I got inspired by people like Mr. Beast, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and yes, I know they're big YouTubers, but they didn't start out big. I saw back months, like a year ago, I saw Markiplier's first video, like one of his first videos where he got 1,000 subscribers, and it was like the most goofball thing I'd ever seen. It was good. That was really good. But yeah, I just gotta keep having faith and all. And here's the thing, for a while, I was kind of doing it because I was rushing progress. And now I'm doing it because I enjoy doing it, and I'm seeing the progress, and that encourages me to want to do more. And it doesn't feel as forced. It feels more genuine. It feels real. And that's what makes me feel like I do better with my stuff. And some of you may get that way too, you know what I'm saying? Some people. That's the thing. If you feel like you got to rush to create something, it's not going to turn out as good, Like a cake, if you don't like mix up the ingredients, you're going to end up with
dump cake.
Something. I don't. But so yeah. What else am I going to do? I was going to say something else. I'm probably going to be ending the stream soon, but I'd like to have more live streams. I'd like to have everybody here for those live streams, and possibly. Actually, not possibly. It's even more than that. I actually have a video coming up, a video idea I have coming up. It's going to be in this room. I'm just going to let you know that. I'm going to bring in the hamster ball. I'm just going to let you all in on this. Because I have the stuff. I have the vinyl. I have a literal leaf blower in the corner of the room over here. And what I'm going to do is, it was actually supposed to be for Halloween, but whatever. I want to do it whenever I can get it done. It's going to be based on some black magic, like a little bit of like black magic. You know how I like? Yes. Spoiler alert. You know how I like transformation, and you may have seen that in some of the stuff I cover, or even just my most popular video on the channel about transforming into a cat. That's for some reason that video is like got the most views. But I would like to do some more stuff like that. But this one here has to do with basically like being trapped inside of a giant bubble and then having it fill up with balloons and stuff like that. So I'm not going to spoil the whole thing for you, but it's definitely going to have to do something with magic. And so that's all I can say. But you didn't hear it from me, okay? You didn't hear it from me. This live stream never existed.
Beep.
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 Beep. Beep. Beep. Those are the only high pitched beeps if you like.
Well, I gotta pull this away because it's squeezing.
It's squeezing. It's squeeze.
Dislocated shoulders.
You're not gonna get dislocated shoulders. Calm down.
Flood the hamster ball with magic transformation gas. Yes.
Oh, that would be something I think a lot of us would enjoy.
Yeah, because I definitely would like to use that hamster ball for more than just running around in it. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh! Imagine.
I'm allowed to do that.
I know it kind of hurt a little bit.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say, imagine during like the Christmas months, I get a bunch of those like those little foam balls and put it inside the hamster ball and turn on the leaf blower and climb inside of it. A big, massive snow globe. Would you like to see that during like around Christmas time, like a snow globe? I think that would be pretty cool. I could like even bring the camera inside so you can see what it's like on the inside. That'd be so freaking awesome. That is slap.
Yeah, that's slap.
Yeah.
Slap.
Yeah, that I wouldn't mind giving that a go. Because like that's the thing, I get these ideas that pop into my head so often. I'm just like, I have to act on this now, or the idea will go away forever. You know what I'm saying? I have ideas like that where you're like, oh, I need to do this now, like right now. I need to record it. Because if you sit on it too long, it kind of gets stale or something. So, but yo, folks, it is getting a tad late. You know, I mean, not really for me, because don't. Yeah, because I like my time I go to bed is like, what the heck? What time is it now?
It's 10:34. That's it.
4 a.m. is considered average time I go to bed, probably like 4 a.m. And that's because I just work better at nighttime. I don't know why. Just nighttime just clicks with me. I just in the daytime I feel lost. I feel foggy minded. At night I'm in the zone. Like just everything feels right. Yes. And oh, by the way, once I'm finished this, once I'm finished the stream, I'm actually going to go ahead and film my next short and get that uploaded tonight because, hey, why not? And I'm actually feeling more positive about this because of you and because my mind's always turning. My mind's always turning with ideas. And you know what else? If we end up being able to afford to buy this place, more videos, more often, all over the place. Literally an acre of land to do videos on. No joke. Crazy stuff. Little Betty Crafts. Hey, I'm glad you could drop in. Yeah, by the way, I'm Coaster, and I'm just doing a review for this Halloween night. I hope you're having a pleasant evening, and being able to enjoy some festivities, and just having a great night as in general, so sweet. I'm glad you could stop by. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, night energy. Yeah, I'm all about the night energy. I used to not be that way, but during adolescence, it just something came up in my life, and it clicked with me. I never was able to go back since. Now I can be a morning person, but I have to be completely caffeine free for at least 24 hours for that to work. Because when I have caffeine, oh my gosh, I'm nighttime, boom, 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 boom. It's kind of invigorating because while the whole world sleeps, you toil and create with your hands what you want to make. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Emotions can be more vulnerable at night. They can. They can. depends. Sometimes, well, I know back when I was feeling more down about things and not feeling so positive about trying to make content, I actually was a lot more. I would get emotional. I'd be listening to music because I wanted to feel something, even if that was sadness. Because I was having trouble feeling emotion. It's a terrible feeling because then you end up blowing up if you're not able to release or feel anything, and then it just gets messy, and then you start being toxic to people that you care about, and then you start feeling like they're being toxic to you because they don't understand you, and then you can kind of start sounding maybe even like you're not a nice person when you genuinely are, but you just don't seem like it because you're stressed and you're depressed and you just But the good thing is, aw, thank you, little Betty's Craft, thank you so much, and same with you as well. Yeah. So everyone, my next video, I'm gonna get that filmed tonight to have that up, and then I got a bunch of backed up videos that I needed to have uploaded, but things came up and haven't been able to actually edit them. I'm going to open up a brand new video editor that I have. Excuse me, it's not brand new at all, but it's new to me because it's an Adobe product, and it's in physical form. Don't believe me? CS6. Adobe Premiere CS6. Or CS9. I don't remember. 2012 copy, but I need a good video editor, and I've tried just about all of the open source ones, all ones that I think would be of any use, and I just can't use them. I've tried. The closest thing I have that seems to be doing well for a movie editing software is the VideoPad editor. The only thing with it is it's rather buggy. It's got a lot of bugs. So I'll crack open. I should do that. I should do a live stream or even a video live stream where I crack open my what is it, 10-year-old Adobe Premiere CS6 software and review it, because I feel like it's so hard to come across a physical copy of an Adobe product anymore because everything's all the Adobe cloud. You got to download it, got to pay a monthly subscription. Why the heck do you want to pay a monthly subscription for? Like, oh my gosh. That's why I like physical things, because it's yours, you get to keep it, nobody can say, you didn't pay this month, you get it taken away from you. I'm like, well, thanks a lot, But anyway, yeah, thanks everyone for joining tonight. I'm Coaster. Please check out my other content I have on the channel. You may find it entertaining. Crafts, a lot of craft stuff too. I do a lot of craft things. Just go to the Pirates Bay. Yeah, But I got my next short coming up. If you haven't checked out my shorts, check those out. They're short, energetic videos. A lot of fall. I did a lot of fall color in a lot of those videos. A lot of photo shoots and little things like that. And then my full-length videos, how to get fursuits. I'm also going to be covering how to handle things like hate comments, how to handle like bullying if you're looking for someone to be a friend and you don't know who to look to, like how to deal with things like that. There's difficult times when you feel like you're insignificant and nobody cares about you and you don't know what to do. How to get through that, and just how to survive and thrive as well. And here's one more thing I wanted to say. I was thinking about making a YouTube short of why you should date a femboy, because it's not a super well covered topic, but I think it would make some good interesting. I think it makes some good reviews. Yes. Yes, there is someone behind me. Oh, my soul is being That would be funny though. Like if it was a stream and nobody knew there was someone behind me and he just like grabbed me and just pulled me back. Like
I would just need to have the appropriate hand pulse.
Yeah, those are my hands that are touching my shoulders. Totally my hands. You too, Little Betty's Crafts. You too. Thank you so much for dropping in. And the next stream I have won't be a vertical video like this. That was completely by accident because I had started it. But if anyone would like to know what I used for the lighting, this is the thing I used. It's a thing. It's a what's it called? A light globe? A light globe?
The demonic arms dragging you to Ohio.
Yes, I got it from Walmart. It was $15, but I think it's worth every penny because, like, it's crazy awesome what it can do to the room. Like, look in the background. Like, look at that. I think that's freaking awesome. And you can actually adjust it so it doesn't rotate. It has two functions. You can do the rotation, in the
Have
non-rotation.
a splendid scrumptious night. Yeah, you too.
Ah, I'd love a scrumptious night.
We all love a good scrumptious night.
So this is without the spinning light, so you can just have it stagnate like so. I kind of feel like this would be awesome for a smoke effect, like a projector effect. Like, look at that. That's so sick. Turn up the spooky a little bit. Hey, why not turn up some spooky a little bit before we go? A little bit of that spookiness, you know? Good night, everyone.